Hello, welcome to the next video. We do another recap and again against Darkness, a good Undead player. And I already told you in the last game that I had a bad early game, and now I have to tell you again, I had a really bad early game, and that's what it's all about. What to do when you have a bad early game again on Tidehunters versus Cryptlord in the early game. Let's talk this through. I'm playing human against Undead on Tidehunters. So, in my head, I had a lot of options what I need to expect. First of all, the game before Darkness played Lich first, so I thought he might do that again. Also, he likes to play Death Knight, so there were a lot of different options in my head. What could happen? And I decided to go for this creep spot. I scout with the footman, and I prepared myself to go for the green spot and then the orange spot, so you get level 3 Archmage, which can be very strong against Cryptlord or Lich first. So let's see what we do here. A big problem, and I just realized when I crept this, normally I creep this with 5 militia against Undead. This time I crept it with 3 militia. What is the problem about that? The problem is that if you creep this with 3 militia, you won't be fast enough to finish this when the Undead is coming here. I forgot it. I simply forgot it. So, a big mistake, because he will get this big creep here and will punish me for that. Now I creep this green spot. I pull 6 militia or 7 to creep this. Normally, I would already started this. Normally, I already start this creep. So when he's finishing this, I'm already going here. I'm a bit late. And what happens now is, if, like you see, he's right on time, coming here and harassing me. So he gets the creep. He doesn't get the item. In my head, I was like, shit. Why did that happen, right? But I needed to decide fast what to do. And in this moment, I decided to go for a TP. Because I knew he will kill a lot. In this case, he just killed 1 peasant. But I knew already this is a bad early game. Alright? So he can just easily get up his expansion. I have no TP anymore, so if he surrounds me again, I'm pretty damn dead. So now he does a big mistake. He goes all in my base, where I have a tower and a lot of peasants. And you see he's losing ghouls. I'm creeping this. He's harassing me a bit with the Cryptlord. So he loses more than he's doing damage. A big mistake by Darkness. And now I'm counter pushing. So in this case, I knew, alright, he invested a lot, right? I have a good amount of XP on my Archmage. And once he gets level 4, it's very tough for the Undead sometimes, because Brilliance are at level 2, a lot of Water Elementals, he has just ghouls, which means I will trade better than the Undead. Now I'm pushing over, and I see him just recklessly running here. I think he wants to scout there or whatever. And I'm getting a surround on the Cryptlord. Yes, this is a pretty important point here to come back into this game. Maybe I won't win that if this surround hadn't happened, but it happened, luckily. So I'm killing this Cryptlord right now. And in my mind, I was like, alright, he lost so much, and he has an expansion, not a tier 2 started yet. I'm gonna go for that expansion all in. So what I do is now tower rush him. I'm like, alright. I pull my militia and make so much pressure so he will lose that. You see? It's so fast it can happen that something which went badly wrong just because I forgot my 2 militia here. And at ITP'd here, decided to go for that. And normally, if he wouldn't have gone for that much aggression, I just would go for that expansion and then try to delay his tech by killing acolytes and stuff, alright? That's my plan in my head. But once I surrounded this Cryptlord and saw that he hasn't a TP, he was greedy. So I will punish that. I will do a lot of aggression because he's weak right now. Just punish the mistakes of your opponent, as they do when you do mistakes. So again, like the game before, I already showed you, rely on the mistakes of your opponent as well. If you do mistakes, and they might be bigger, try to find a way back. You can be tilted and like, oh my god, and why is that happening? But also just focus on yourself and like, okay, I made a mistake, and alright, that's a bad early game. But what can I do? I need to go on till I think, okay, I have no power to come back in this game. Sometimes it feels like, oh no, it's over already. Don't underestimate your opponent to make mistakes as well. Even the best players do that, okay? And now I'm punishing it more and more. I got 2 Water Elemental. I'm killing this Cryptlord, surrounded again. GG. Like a very strange early game. And then suddenly I get a surround, I kill some ghouls because he was overconfident. In this case, it punished him for the game very early, so it was a very short game. But as you saw in the last video, it also can be like in the long term to try to find a good way to punish your opponent for little things. Maybe he gives you a lot of time to creep. Maybe he gives you a lot of possibilities to harass him, and take them. Try everything you can to come back into this game. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. That was a very short game, but also with a very bad early game for me at the start, and then I came back just by surrounding him, just by focusing on the next step. Okay, I'm changing my plans. I'm just executing it as good as I can. And it worked, you know? And he's a good player, but he does mistakes too. All right, so make sure you force yourself and your opponent to stay in this game, and also punish the mistakes of your opponent and be kind to yourself. Sometimes it happens. It happens to me a lot, doing mistakes. I'm someone who's also very tilted sometimes, and I'm working still on my mentality, and I really like see when I'm playing ladder, for example, I'm tilted, I'm playing much worse than I can, and that makes me even more tilt. And if I'm just focusing again and maybe have some fun, also it doesn't feel good sometimes, it can bring you back, and that's a strategy game. So if your opponent has like a better strategy or executed better than you, don't be like mean to yourself. Just relax, try to move on, find a new opportunity to deal with your opponent, all right? Thank you for watching. That's it for today. Have a good weekend again, and we see us on Monday. I'm streaming again. Make sure you tune in. Leave a comment below. I would really much appreciate it. And also, I asked already for that in the last video. Make suggestions. Tell me what are you interested in. I'm very curious, and thank you for all of your support. See you in the next video. Bye bye.